Well, I think it's an open forum. So you're getting a lot of different input, and people, frankly, I think, feel a little less constrained. We're not, there isn't, in this conference, there isn't the money guys and the shareholders and things like that. And so there's generally, it's almost a peer group of people that are coming together to talk about, what is best practice and imagining what the future could look like. So I think that's great. It's interesting because we talked a lot about people in the conference. And we had 2 days where I think we're at the point where technology exists. And we're probably adopting fairly quickly. So the technology exists and the adaptation is occurring. Mind planning it's around people, and it's around breaking down silos, and it's around coming up with new methodology. It's not the technology side of things. I think it's around how we use the technology, but also how we work together. We're really seeing that what people are calling pit to port type stuff is working across a number of silos, and it's really getting those operational silos to work together. So that's aligning KPIs and aligning how people are paid, but are also creating understanding of this is how together we're all going to work better. Okay, so one of the things that we talked about was the whole idea of agility. And agility is rather than waiting until you have the bulletproof, double bonded, triple guaranteed solution, that you start as a pilot and you fail fast and you start small. And that's not necessarily the mindset of mining. We're all trying to build a very robust system that prevents problems and issues. And in some cases we're getting halfway into the design of that, and then we're going, well, this is not going to work, but we finish the design. So I think it's around failing fast. There's some stuff that the IT groups and startups are doing that are saying, well, let's try it. And the pilot allows us to learn. So that agile solution development, I think, is something that we have to learn to do. And we probably need to do it on a smaller scale, so it's, we are managing the risks. But I think that's a core technique and also a different mindset. The digital transformation is going to allow a lot more people to have access to information and decision-making capability. And typically within the mining culture, we don't encourage individual decision-making at the front line. Or if we do, we don't encourage it enough. And really big decisions all have to go up the organization. Now, you can part of the solution is better planning, so that you don't have these issues that people at the front line have to manage. But digitalization is going to mean that the opportunity for frontline employees, workers, to be making decisions. And so that's not in the culture. So that's one thing. The other thing is, and it's without unveiling any secrets, the long-term mine planner works really hard, puts together a long-term mine plan, and then turns it over to the short-term mine planner and says, oh, well, that's very nice. And then he builds or she builds a short-term mine plan, who then turns it over to operations, who says, oh, well, that's very nice. And then they build their own. So each point, we're not unified in that work process. So that's just one example. So in a lot of cases, I think that what we have to do is go back to that, trying to get joined up, just break down those silos and getting people to work collaboratively together. Proudfoot is a little bit different consultancy. So there's two things that we do. First of all, only part of our business is in natural resources, and the other part of our business is in industrials. So, when we're talking to mining companies, we're saying, well, this is how Cathay Pacific solved that problem, or this is how Singapore Airlines digitalized their maintenance program. Here's some of the learnings that came out of that. So the first thing that we're doing is we're helping to bring new and different ideas that have been tried before, and we're saying, how about we could adapt that to the mine program? The whole idea about mining is at some point in time you're going to start to move towards manufacturing, which means that you're going to do constraint management. You're going to look at, you don't make money until you actually produce metal. How do we change and align in order to do that? So Proudfoot can bring in those ideas. But the big thing about Proudfoot is that we're not making money out of giving you new ideas. Those are actually, in Proudfoot's culture, the free bit. The part that Proudfoot, where their expertise is in helping clients to implement the new ideas quickly, and be able to do it at speed and at scale, so across the organization. So Proudfoot as an implementation consultancy, as an operational consultancy, is really focused at the front line, whether that's underground coaching a supervisor directly, one-to-one, or whether it's working with planners and schedulers at how to work across that entire, there's a Proudfoot person working with you directly, who at the end of the day goes away. So their offer is, or our offer is, to help you to implement a solution and coach your people directly so that they get it, the use of it, and then go away.